Welcome to my channel! Learn with Teacher Ali!
English, Grade 5, Week 1, Quarter 2. Our content is analyzing story elements in a selection focusing on plot elements. Learning objectives are: number 1, compare and contrast story characters and settings. Number 2, predict how the plot unfolds or ends based on foregoing events. Number 3, retell a story by sequencing the key events in the plot using a plot diagram. Day 1. Now let's have a short review. Do you remember reading a story with two characters who were total opposites? Perhaps one character was super outgoing and friendly, while the other one was shy and reserved. Imagine one story happening in a spooky old mansion full of secrets, while another takes place on a bright, sunny beach with crashing waves. Now, here are the questions. Number 1, now think about how their personalities affected the story. Did they argue a lot or clash? Or did they learn from each other and become friends? Number 2, think about how the location, like the mansion or the beach, affected the characters and the whole feeling of the story or the mood. Did it make them scared or happy? Use this chart to write down what you already know about the elements of a short story, and it will serve as the primary assessment of your understanding of the plot elements. Our lesson purpose is: this lesson will help you master the different elements of a short story, especially focusing on the elements of a plot. Now let's have a match column A and column B. Identify the word or phrase being described. Write the letter of the correct answer to the blank. Let us tackle about the elements of a short story or focus on the plot elements. Number 1 is the explicitation. For the last quarter, it was introduced to you the meaning and the different elements of a short story. This time, the discussion will focus on the elements still, but with a specificity to the discussion on the different elements of a plot. As you can see, this is the plot diagram. We have the beginning or the exposition, the rising action, and then the climax, the falling action, and the end or the resolution. A plot is a series of events that take place in the story. The number 1 is the exposition. This is where characters, settings, and the initial situation are introduced. Number 2 is the inciting incidents, the event that sets the main plot into motion, creating conflict. Number 3 is the rising action. This is the series of events that build tension and lead to the story's climax. Number 4 is the climax. This is the highest point of tension or conflict in the story, where the protagonist faces a crucial decision or confrontation. Number 5 is the falling action. This is where the events that occur after the climax, leading towards resolution. And number 6 is the resolution or the denouement, the final outcome or solution to the conflict, tying up loose ends. Now, why it is important to understand the different elements of a plot. Number 1 is the engagement. Properly structured plots engage readers by creating anticipation and interest. If the plot is well-formed, the story will be well-written. Readers will get the storyline very easily and will understand its flows, thus making them more engaged to read the short story. Number 2 is the character development. Plot elements allow for character growth and change through challenges and conflicts. If the plot of the story is well thought and constructed, characters in the short story will have a chance to show their values, attitudes, and development in the story. You will know the changes in their behavior and character through a wonderful crafted plot. Number 3 is the narrative coherence. A well-structured plot ensures a coherent and meaningful narrative. This means that when a plot is well made, all the parts that make up the short story are interrelated and so much connected to each other, making it easier to understand and to read. A plot that is not coherent will result to confusion in the part of the readers. Number 4 is the emotional impact. Plot elements like climax and resolution evoke emotions and resonate with readers, depending on how the events are sequenced. Plots give the readers a thrill for reading. Some plots do flashbacks or going back to a past event. Some are linear and chronological, which based on its particular time event. Some have no clear endings, which will leave readers hanging. And some will let you go back to the first part of the story as their ending. Now, how will I sequence a short story using plot elements? Number 1 is the exposition. Introduce characters, setting, and establish the initial situation. Anything that you have read in the beginning of the story will contribute to the exposition of the short story. Number 2 is the inciting incidents. Present the event that disrupts the protagonist's normal life and set the story in motion. What particular event do you think is the first event that ignited the conflict or problem of the story? Use that as a tip to identify your inciting incident. Number 3 is the rising action. Develop tension through a series of conflicts, obstacles, and challenges that build toward the climax. What are the events in the story that are full of tension that you think leads to the highest point of the story? Those are parts of the rising action. Number 4 is the climax. Reach the story's highest point of tension or conflict, where the protagonist faces a critical decision or confrontation. Number 5 is the falling action. Show the aftermath of the climax, resolving minor conflicts and preparing for the resolution. What events happened after the climax but before the ending of the story? That is the falling action. And number 6 is the resolution or the denouement. Provide closure by resolving the main conflict, tying up loose ends, showing the consequences of the story events. What happens in the ending of the story? Was the conflict resolved or not? These are the elements to the resolution. Now let us tackle about The Night of the Moon by Hina Khan. The story introduces Yasmin, a young Pakistani-American girl who lives with her family. As the story begins, Yasmin spots a thin crescent moon in the sky, signaling the start of Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. Yasmin is excited about the special month ahead. As Ramadan begins, Yasmin and her family start observing the fast, known as Som. From sunrise to sunset, Yasmin's mother wakes her up early for suhoor, the pre-dawn meal. Throughout the day, Yasmin learns about the significance of fasting, including themes of self-discipline, empathy for the less fortunate, and spiritual reflection. In the evenings, Yasmin and her family break their fast with iftar, the meal eaten after sunset. They enjoy traditional foods and spend time together. Yasmin also attends special nightly prayers called Tarawih at the mosque with her family, where she meets friends and feels a strong sense of community. The story then proceeds with the arrival of Chand Ra'at, or Night of the Moon, which signifies the end of Ramadan and the arrival of Eid al-Fitr, a joyous celebration. Yasmin and her family prepare for Eid by decorating their home, shopping for new clothes, and making special dishes. On the day of Eid al-Fitr, Yasmin wakes up early to get ready for the special day. She wears her new clothes and joins her family for the Eid prayer at the mosque. After the prayer, there are festivities including visiting friends and family, exchanging gifts, and enjoying delicious foods. Yasmin appreciates the sense of togetherness and the celebratory atmosphere. The story concludes with Yasmin reflecting on the meaningful experiences of Ramadan and the joy of Eid. The story concludes with Yasmin reflecting on the meaningful experiences of Ramadan and the joy of Eid. She feels grateful for the lessons learned and the cherished memories created with her family and community. The book ends on a note of happiness and fulfillment as Yasmin looks forward to observing Ramadan again next year. Now, student, answer the following questions. Number 1. What do you know about Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr? Number 2. Have you ever celebrated a special holiday or tradition with your family? What was it like? Answer the following questions. And then students, answer the following questions. After reading the story, what was your favorite part of the story and why? Number 2, how does Yasmin's understanding of Ramadan and Eid change throughout the story? Number 3, why it is important for Yasmin to learn about empathy and charity during Ramadan? Number 4, how does the story show the importance of family and community? And number 5, can you think of a time when you learned something important from a family tradition or celebration? Now, students, answer the following questions. And from the discussion and the story presented above, the learners can now identify the basic elements of the plot. Now, based on the story, provide the needed information in the plot diagram below. Day 4. The students will fill out the following parts. What I learned, what question do I still have in mind, and what is my reflection to the lesson? Now let's have a formative assessment. Provide the letter of the correct answer in your respective answer sheets. Here are the answers. Thank you for listening. End of week 1.
Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for you to be updated on our latest videos. See you on our next lesson. Goodbye!